Hello and welcome to Prism Park. This is the Green Tade, and I will be introducing you in this episode to the super amusement park I'm building in Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 Wild. This is the Raiders of the Lost Coaster scenario. It's the next to last scenario of the Wild expansion for Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, and this scenario is just absolutely massive. It's just, if you look at all this empty space, there's so much room for activities. So much room. Not to mention this intimidating valley with giant wooden roller coasters, which I'll take a closer look at here in a moment. First, let's just take a look at those scenario objectives in case you're thinking about playing this yourself. Apprentice, Entrepreneur, and Tycoon objectives are all similar, just kind of increasing in difficulty from one to the next. The first objective is to satisfy the very important person who wants to go on first 2, then 3, then 4 roller coasters with a rating of at least 5. Minimum park value can be achieved just by continuing to build up your park. So $140,000 is a significant park value for a smaller map, but on this huge map, it's all you have to do is keep building. The trickiest one is releasing panthers into the wild. You start with 6 panthers, and you have to release 6, then 12, then 18, which is tricky because when you release a panther, you get a huge publicity boost, but you don't actually get any money. So my approach for accomplishing that was to release the male panther after the female gets pregnant. Release the male panther and then sell the babies. The babies are awesome, but like, aw, look at them. Mom's sleeping, and they're all just like, Mom, Mom. Silly panthers. So these are off kind of to the side here, so I could accomplish that objective, but these enclosures will not stay there. So what about the park? Let's take a look. So the park, the theme of the park is light. So the kind of entrance area is themed in white, as in like full spectrum light. It's Prism Park, so light passing, refracting through a prism is going to split out into the different visible wavelengths that we are also familiar and indebted to for having color vision. The monorails are essential to building a park this big. Over the couple hundred hours of restarting the scenario, it took a long time to get this 4 monorail station set up just right, where all the exit queues kind of funnel out there, and I was able to make the queue paths make the correspond in the order I want. So red, orange, yellow, green, teal, blue, indigo, and violet. Added teal in there just to add some symmetry. Then we have the white monorail, which encircles this whole valley. It goes all the way around, clinging to the precipice of the cliff. And eventually I'll put in another station here as to make it an express to the far side of the park. But right now it's just functioning as a standalone ride, which it's so funny, like in this scenario, like so early on. Let me zoom out a little more. Just being able to like look at the beautiful vista, but it's like very empty. And then so with each of these episodes, it's just going to become more and more packed with detail, and that video frame rate is going to drop and drop. But it's doing all right now. It's doing all right now. So I included all this negative space at the entrance to the park. Like, I want to use park space effectively, but there also wasn't a need to like cram a couple more rides into this entrance area given how big the park is. Main thing being, like, if you're coming into the park, I like the idea of like being able to walk up and see which monorail line you want to go to. If you're coming to the park saying, oh, I want to go to the water park, and you know that's the blue from the website or whatever. This game was made before websites were like your first intuition before going to a theme park. But anyways, Yeah, so I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. Just not crammed full of shops and stalls. The idea is you get into the park and you're going to one of the sections of the park. However, there's still rides right up front that if you've been, waiting to get to the park, let's get you on a ride right away. So first we have the Twister here. It's a great ride. It's flat, so it's mostly tucked underneath the roller coaster, so using good space, and it just gets people on the ride, gets people off the ride, makes you money. The merry-go-round isn't the most popular or profitable, but it's nice to have a nice little junior ride up front here, and it's a pretty classic attraction. The first roller coaster I built, because the two big ones came pre-built in the scenario. This is the Little Beast wooden roller coaster, and it's so good. It's makes good use of space. Like, it doesn't take up half the map to build. It's pretty condensed, but good and high intensity, high excitement, but only medium nausea. So it's just great. It's the most profitable thing in the park right now. It's made coming up on 16,000 over 4 years, so about 4,000 a year. It's kind of like, if I want to see how profitable a ride is doing, comparing it to this is a great way to do that. Then we have the zipper here. This thing is very nauseating. So its exit path connects, like the roller coaster, to this first aid booth to hopefully reduce the amount of people yakking on the sidewalk. Then we have the 3D Cinema and the Twirler, both just great rides that people want to go on. The Twirler is $3, the 3D Cinema is $3.50. And they're just great because they can handle a lot of capacity. The Twirlers can handle 24, the 3D Cinema can handle 12, and have modest ride length. Similar to the Twister, just it's effective at getting people onto rides. And can handle the through. Well, as this park grows and more people are coming through, like, it can handle whatever capacity comes at it. Looking at the other direction from the entrance, we have Ferris wheel, similar to the merry-go-round. Is just classic, not the most popular nor profitable, but classic and can handle demand. Then we have a wooden Wild Mouse coaster. This thing is intense. It's over 7 intensity, and I'm charging $6.50 to get on it, but that doesn't stop thrill seekers from... Oh, they're about to go down. Yeah, that looks scary. I like watching roller coasters, but not actually going on them, which is kind of funny, given that I have played this game as excessively as I have. Then finally we have Top Spin and Trampoline. The trampoline struggles. It only has 4 people on at a time and can take a little time, so I did keep the queue path for that short. There you have it. This is Prism Park, or what's been built of it so far, with much, much, much more to come. Let me know if you have any rides that you'd want me to do the coaster cam on. I think it's always fun. I guess for the end of this video, I'll go ahead and do the coaster cam on the big bad red shift, since it's getting ready to take off anyways. This is the Green Tade, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll tune back in for episode 2.